Surprise! Hi, my name is Anna.
And I'm Peyton.
And today, what are we doing today? ONEUS, O, and Tumu.
I thought you were going to do this thing that they do.
Oh.
So yeah, anyway, if you got it from Anna's little hint, today we'll be reacting to more ONEUS music videos.
I panic!
This time we will be reacting to Twilight, 태양이 떨어진다, and Lit, 가자. Obviously we reacted to ONEUS during Road to Kingdom, and then we have already reacted to their debut music video Valkyrie and their most recent Song Written Easily. Since we did the last reaction, we have watched some ONEUS content, obviously not their songs or their live stages of said songs, but we've seen some of the crack compilations and that sort of thing, so I'd say we know them better than we did last time we reacted to them.
Let's go!
Let's just go!
3, 2, 1, go.
Us. ONEUS.
Also, I've heard like one line of the song in the chorus. Never mind, apparently I know the beginning too. Why do I know this?
Is it from Weekly Idol?
It might be, because I watched the Weekly Idol with ATs, and I think that's when the song was promoting.
Ooh.
Yep, I know this.
I love this like background aesthetic.
Yeah,
I can't think.
like in a castle.
Like the yeah. Ooh. It like Versailles. That's what it kind of reminds me of. Like it's very grand.
Ah. Ah.
I was gonna look.
Huh?
Nothing.
What? Ah, the doubling is nice. Lower and then upper.
Wow, and it's like the sun is falling, but then when they're outside, it's like in ruins.
Ah.
Oh.
Sorry, the ruins were just like reminding me of this place near my house. I'll explain it to you off screen.
This look in the bright room is very princely. Like, it's so nice.
I was gonna say, like, they just look like princes.
Yeah.
Wow.
I wonder where this was shot.
This. Yeah. Wow, that was beautiful. Of like the mountain range from the water.
Oh.
Wow. It's like a fairy tale. It's like a live-action Disney movie.
ONEUS Disney Prince? Yes, I support.
I mean, it works with Ito's child education. Huh?
Huh?
Why is there a wolf? What?
What is up with the random animals in K-pop music videos?
I don't get it.
I don't understand.
Is it Hwanwoong? Because his eye color changed before. Is it because Twilight is falling, and then when Twilight falls, they turn into wolves?
Werewolves?
Are they werewolves?
Oh my god, wait, is this kind of like a Beauty and the Beast type?
Disney. Watch us be totally off.
Oh.
I mean, the moon is very large. Oh. The boom. Oh. Their shadows when they were walking in a diagonal line. That was really satisfying.
but then they're like outros at the end of their music videos.
Do you know when the moon was very large and like close to the planet, I guess, in the background? It made me think of Twitches.
So before we start, so they did film this like on site in Italy, which is why everything is just beautiful, and it's so fairy tale, and it's so royal and regal, and it's just beautiful. So basically we were right. ONEUS Disney Prince agenda. So overall, I actually did really like the song. Like, it's very catchy. I already know that I'm gonna find myself singing it later and that it's gonna be added to my playlist. Like, the styling was so good. They really did look very princely, very stately. I just want to say a couple of things about the choreography. I did watch the practice video. First of all, yes, like footwork, yes. I think I said it before in our other ONEUS reaction, that I am a sucker for good footwork. I really liked the footwork that went with the 태양이 떨어진다, like that part, and the sweeping circular movements. First of all, sweeping circular movements, like they're basically painting a moon onto the floor, which was really cool. Everything about that movement was just so satisfying. Like, that series of movements was so satisfying to watch. And I also thought that the way the choreography was structured was really impressive, because there are 4 choruses in the song, right? Which means that your typical structure of how you would structure choreography is going to change, because generally speaking, when you're doing a choreography, you either do first and third are the same and you switch it up in the second one, or what's more common is first and second are the same, and then after the bridge you change it for like the final big finale. But if you have 4, then you would see the chorus choreography either 3 or 4 times, and that can get kind of boring. But this one was actually really like, I really liked the way they did this, because they did the original like sweeping drawing the moon choreography for the first 2 choruses, and then for the part right before the bridge, when they would have usually done it again, they did something different, and I was like, oh, okay, like that's cool. And then because they had switched it up before the bridge, when they went back to the chorus after the bridge, they could do that initial foot movement before going into a big finale dance break, and so it kept it fresh. And then also, like, there are obviously a lot of references to like the moon or the sun, whichever one it is that they're reaching for. I think one of the most obvious ones is when Hwanung is like stepping up and they lift him on top of the pyramid. In the actual choreography, basically what happens is they lift him up and he's reaching, and then they all move and he lands. So it's like he doesn't get it, which makes sense because the sun is setting, like twilight is rising or twilight is falling, all of that sort of stuff. There is symbolism in the MV, and then there was symbolism in the dance, and I was just like, oh, I'm so here for this. I talked for longer than I thought I would, so Anna's turn.
Like Peyton, I really like this song, and it's super catchy. Like, if you couldn't tell, I was singing along, and I was like, oh, I know the song, because I saw it in the Weekly Idol episode that they did with ATEEZ. To talk a little bit about the song itself, I think it's really interesting that they start off with the chorus, and it's not even like a changed version of the chorus, it's just like the chorus, full force, full power, and then it suddenly goes quiet to start the first verse. A lot of their diction throughout the entire song is very different from how you would normally like say the words. They like make a lot of stylistic choices with it, and like one example is just like Iro's entire rap. The way he's like attacking and pulling back on consonants, and also like the changes in the vowel sounds, they like drag them out for more or add like a little bit of grit to them, or like into it instead. All these stylistic choices felt like a way of expressing the emotions of the lyrics. It's like when you're speaking and you're like gritting your teeth to get the words out. The song's story is not happy. You know, it's like reaching for something and it's loss, probably a breakup. One thing that I kind of, just listening to the song, I was like, huh? Was the part where Hwanung like reaches up, it goes quiet, there's a build up, and then a bass drop for when he isn't able to reach it. And when I was just listening to the song by itself after we watched the music video, I was like, oh, I don't like this part. What is this part? Why do they have this in the song? Because in the music video, I thought it was just an effect for the music video. So I was like, huh, I wonder if it's explained in the dance. So I like went and looked at the dance practice, and I was like, oh, this explains a lot more now. And if I was listening to it as just a song by itself, I would want to take that out. However, it works well with the performance when you're watching them dance to it. And that is like a perfect example of the difference between a song for just listening to it and a song for a performance. Like that moment in particular. I guess last thing that I'll say, I liked the song, and this is going to continue being stuck in my head for a while now, and I am here for the ONEUS Disney Prince agenda. Next, we are doing Lit 가자. We already listened to this song and I watched the music video in preparation for the Road to Kingdom performance of this.
I only watched the dance, so I haven't seen the music video yet.
So let's go. Go.
가자.
가자.
One thing I remember
Huh?
One thing I remember from the Road to Kingdom stage is that they make some really interesting like choices on how they pronounce or like emphasize the words.
Oh. But yeah, it's like the traditional Korean references. Just by saying like 다리 좋구나.
Yeah.
얼쑤. Yeah, 얼쑤. Oh wait, their fans have moons on it.
Wait. Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say they do this. Trumpet.
I love that part. 오늘 다리
Oh my god.
좋구나.
It's literally like historical drama.
Yeah. It's such a fun song. Oh, they used that throne or something very similar in the Road to Kingdom stage. Soho sat on it.
Which one?
The one that was behind Raven.
No. They sat on what? I couldn't hear you.
I'll tell you later.
Okay. Oh. Okay. Completely random comment, but every single time they like open the fans, I'm like, yes, it's so satisfying to do that. Like the noise. Oh.
Oh, it's like the foreshadowing of your traditional Korean rave, Anna.
저기요.
Yeah,
No, you're not.
I'm not. Oh,
No. Why
Eh?
silent? Eh? They used silence.
I haven't said it yet in this video. I love
Even-
Soho's voice.
Even the way that they were saying like 님과 함께.
Royalty.
Wow.
See? Royalty.
Disney Prince.
Even though this was my first time watching the music video, I don't have a lot to say just because I have seen the Road to Kingdom stage so many times, and even though there are definitely differences in the performance and in the dance, the music video is so dance heavy that in my mind I'm kind of having trouble separating them because there are similarities too. Because when they did the Road to Kingdom stage, obviously they made changes, but you keep like the key points of your dance, so those are what's sticking out to me, like the arm trumpet move or the kick up from the floor, and just like very memorable moments. But I do like the song, like it's super catchy. Every one of the songs so far has been super catchy, and I know it's gonna get stuck in my head. Just a couple of things. So one, I said it in the music video too, the way they emphasize their words and their pronunciation of the words. Even as a non-native speaker, those differences like stick out to me. Like the way that you would say, I can't even say it correctly anymore. I only want to say 오늘 다리 좋구나. Because usually when you use kuna, like oh 그렇구나, like oh 좋구나, you don't say 좋구나. And it's just so fun to me. The way they're emphasizing their words sticks out to me, and it makes it like the German word is Ohrwurm, earworm. It gets stuck in your ear, so you just keep singing it over and over and over again. And then also all of Raven's interjections, I just love it. I think they're so fun, and he has the best facial expressions when he does it. And because this is more like old style Korean, which Anna will say more about, and he's like the oldest member, and it just is so fun to me. I don't know, I love it. And then so one other thing, I went back and looked during our break because I was like, oh, that's the chair that Soho sat in. It is. So when Raven's rapping in the second verse, I'm pretty sure, the throne that he's in front of is the same throne, or a very close to identical one that they use in the Road to Kingdom stage when Soho is rapping, since he couldn't sing because it's like in dance since he was hurt. And I was like, wow, maybe I've watched Road to Kingdom way too many times if I'm noticing these things. Also, I feel like I didn't say it enough in this music video because I only said it the one time, but I really love Soho's voice, and this is just a very fun song and fun dance. So I'll stop there and let Anna go.
I also don't have too much to say, just because, like, obviously it is different from the Road to Kingdom stage, but there are also, like, a lot of similarities because, like, they kept the concept basically the same, like, traditional Korean style party, festival. Some things that I will say is about the lyrics that Peyton was saying I was going to talk about. The pronunciation of the words does make them stick out more, but it's also like because of the concept of the song and like the lyrics themselves. My comment about the lyrics was like, it's literally written, the lyrics themselves are written in like old traditional style Korean, and like that doesn't carry over when it's translated into English. But basically it's like if you wrote a modern pop song in Shakespearean English. Maybe
Let's
not that
it.
extreme, because Shakespearean English is like very, very old, but like kind of a similar reference. Just because like 오늘 다리 좋구나, and then like for the second verse he says 이절 오너라. I'm just thinking of like all the old ways that people would say like 이리 오너라. Like there's that one Korean song, the old Korean song that goes 이리 오너라. So like the way that the lyrics are written, and also like the exclamations too are like old style Korean exclamations for like festival songs. I mean, like they really took this concept and completely embodied it. Like lyrics, like the instrumental itself, their outfits, everything, music video. Also, I was like low-key getting flashbacks to when I went to Korean school when I was little, because there are like extracurricular activities in Korean school, and one of them was like Korean fan dancing, which I did. Another thing that adds to like this whole concept and everything is there's this one instrument that's playing in the background the entire time, and I can't put my finger on what that instrument is, but it's like high-pitched and it kind of has like a tingy sound to it. Not always, but like after playing its own line, sometimes it will like converge and double the melody that's being sung, and then go back out and play its own line, and then come back and play the melody. So it's really interesting because it like, usually in songs when things are doubled, it's to emphasize that part, because you're like, oh, I'm hearing this louder, or like, oh, there's it's noticeably multiple voices are singing this, so it must be important. Yeah, I'm just like, I literally cannot get over how it's written in old Korean too. Anyways, that's it for my comments. TLDR of this video is we've had a great time reacting to the last of ONEUS's title tracks, and if I had to pick a favorite of the two, I think I like Twilight more. Peyton?
I think I also like Twilight more, but I know that I'm gonna have dance parties with Kaja.
But they were both really fun.
Is it time for the sun to set on this reaction, Anna?
So that being said, if you would like us to continue to react to ONEUS in the future, please request more ONEUS reactions. We already have a few on our list, but there's always room for more, like B-sides and stuff. And that being said, if you liked this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and